Weed on Solana. Get yourself a bag of weed. Happy Friday. This is High Intelligence with Nick, aka Genius Pothead, Crypto Stoner, Rick Star, and yours truly, Tricky Buddha. We are here. Happy Friday. Share out the space and put in the comments what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. This space is for you, for the community. So we're just here to carry the conversation forward. Definitely check in with us and get in on the interviews and the collabs. We got a lot of stuff coming out. Throwing it over to you, Genius Pothead. How are you doing this Friday?
Good, man. Good. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy 420 to everyone out there. Yeah, another good week. Getting towards the weekend here, and excited to be here. I mean, these are some of my. This is my favorite day because I get to just hang out, chill, chat with you guys, and I say it all the time. It basically just feels like I'm on a couch hanging out with you guys, having a conversation about everything crypto. So great to be here. Great to get back into the swing of things. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Everything from Trump's 401k crypto order to Ethereum pumping. We got Crypto Stoner going to break down some of the more macro stuff going on and where he sees the market going in the short term, as well as for the end of 2025. We got Rick here to talk TA as well, and everything going on in the broader crypto and blockchain market. And then we got T-Wop on today, who's going to show us how he does 1 second trades, which blows my mind, and I was cracking up about earlier. Welcome Crypto Stoner. How are you, man? Give us a quick update on what's going on for you this week.
What is up, fam? Happy Friday. Let's see. What is up? Let's do this. I'm gonna tease you guys. Let me
all right.
Give you your bubble maps first.
There you go.
Let me start your Friday off right. We got some bubbles over here. It's been a good week. We've got Arrow, which is one of the top performers this week, up 34%. It's been a great week of resistance and pumping after a sell-off, which, we kind of talked about. We were going to see sell-off after the last gains, and then we were going to see consolidation. We did. We bought the bottoms of that. We were back up again. The last 2 days for me have been less online, very head down in analytics and seeing what's going on because, we were seeing a lot of resistance yesterday, even though I thought we were going to have more sell-off faster. So to see everything pumping over the weekend, over the week, it was just really important to take profits from, we were talking about it before the live, but my swing bags are all pretty much out. Everything is off market in stable coins, and I'm waiting for the drops that are, impending. And if you look at the hour, we are starting to see some resistance. We're seeing Bitcoin finally down on the day for the first time. It hasn't been down on the day this week. It's been up. So if you look at the heat maps and stuff of that nature, we're starting to see a lot of split here. But the further out you go, we're starting to see some liquidity heat up on the bottom, which means it's going to want to, touch down to this. This is the one I'm looking at. So on the 3-day, which obviously over the weekend, we know everything moves a lot. So a lot of the people on 3 days right now, weekend coming up, we're seeing.
What number is that? What number is that?
So this one right here is that's at 114.
Okay.
Thousands. So not too low right now. Now, I think this is subject to change. I think what we're seeing is a lot of early bets into the weekend here. And so there's tons of volatility. What I think is going to happen is a lot of this is going to consolidate into one area lower on this map. Everyone's going to start moving their projections. Fridays are, typically we see a little bit of a more positive end on the Friday for crypto if it's going to drop, especially over the weekend in history. So I think that what we're seeing is just kind of that weak pump that's going to lead us into, we'll see this liquidity start consolidating all of the liquidity in a certain area. But I think it's still going to end up down here in this 112, 111,000, 110. I still think we're going to see it get hotter down there as we go. But on the day, it is split dead down the center right now. So the liquidity of longs and shorts orders that are in are creating pretty much even liquidity for it's like actually one of those that I just went on is the exact same. So this is just a bull bear fight currently that we're in leading into the weekend. I think what's happening is we're seeing investors want to get those profits up a little higher before the weekend ends here. But I think over the weekend, we're going to start seeing some more consolidation. And then depending on what happens with Trump over the week or, what's said about tariffs, that'll end up leading us to the next stage. But we're also seeing 75 this week. We were at 72, 73 last week. And then we were at neutral a lot of this week too on fear and greed index, just so everyone knows. So the greed is getting higher. And I promise you that the higher the greed gets, the more that means that consolidation is coming. If this ends up getting into extreme greed and we have a pump back to 120 or something over this weekend or into the weekend, I guarantee this is going to end up being in the 80 range or higher, and then we're going to start seeing massive profit taking come in. And then we'll see those drops that we're talking about for people that are swing trading. You'll move your money back into the markets on whatever's on sale. But yeah, other than that, we're very, very healthy too. So, market's just looking good. We're very healthy into the consolidation and a slow month as well, typically in the markets. But we're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of news, a lot of adoption stuff, a lot of banking stuff, which we'll talk about today. But yeah, that's pretty much a full update on kind of what the week's been like and what to expect coming up.
So going back to that fear and greed, I'm looking at it on my other screen here. That red bar, you see that red bar kind of across the screen there in the middle. Can you explain what that is to people?
Yeah, this one. So this is this essentially is what creates one of the analytics that goes into this. There's multiple things that go into this, but when you're in the red, essentially this is high volatility oversold. It does basically the market shouldn't be up here is what that thing, what this metric shows you is like, if you're in the red, this is an oversold territory, which means that, a lot of people are going to be trying to take a profit here. This is a profit area. So, the red is definitely where people are taking the most profits out of their positions as well. And, on the opposite side of that, which we see during all-time highs when we pumped in crypto, like right before, these are our bottoms. And so the green is signifying that this is actually a good buy area.
The buy signal.
This is your buy signal. The market's beat down. When it's in the green on this, you're looking like, or you see the green margins there, you are actually probably seeing massive amounts of red sell-offs in the market. Everyone's telling you it's over. That's essentially what's happening on this chart when you're seeing the green. But the green is telling you to buy, that you shouldn't be selling and profit taking here. You should be selling and profit taking in the red, and then you should be buying and getting sales, whatever dips you can grab during the green. And that's how the fear and greed works.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting to see how closely it's correlated. I mean, obviously it makes sense that it should be, but just scrolling, moving left and right and scrolling through and looking at the dips when it dips down in that green area and seeing what is happening on the Bitcoin price on that day, it's fascinating to see how quick or how closely that correlates. So you mentioned could dip down all the way to 110. Is that kind of your low prognosis for Bitcoin in the next 2 to 3 weeks, or what are you seeing?
I'd say that we're 111 is a healthy correction. If we see it, healthy consolidation. I think that if we have some FUD or bad news, that we're realistically going to go retest 100,000.
I was just going to ask, what's the Larry Fink, black swan? Like manipulation number? 100? You think we will
sub 100, so 99K
okay.
would be like a really bad week. If we have a really scary week, or everyone's being told that inflation's creeping up and we're screwed, any of that, a war, any of those
Right.
kind of things that may pop up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, especially during these traditionally bad months of trading. It's going to sink the market during that time, because it's not typically a fruitful, amazing month or 2 months here. So anything that's scary is very scary, but also anything that's good news is very FOMO-y. So that's why it's very volatile during these couple months, especially where we're at in the market. So 99,000 is not unrealistic. It would be a proper pullback. If you look at the history of Bitcoin, and those major pullbacks in the bull run before we pump again, you usually see a 30 to 50% sell-off. So, in every run previous, we have seen from 30 to 50% of Bitcoin's price get lost right before its massive leg up. And I don't know if it was 50. I think it was like 25 or 30% on this last cycle after the halving happened and the run up to 68, 70, we pulled all the way back down to like 42. And so, with that said, whatever pumps and gains we're currently seeing, especially with the market expecting a sell-off, I think it's just setting up for that 30% pull. So if we end up tapping 120, 125 or something like that, let's say, before the sell-offs, 30% is only back down to 95,000.
Right.
So it's not a big sell-off. Now, the timeline and the markets and everyone around you is going to be telling you, oh my, it's over, it's screwed,
right.
But it's like, dude, all that means for me is I just need to go buy more at that time. It's just what's coming. But yeah, 90, sub 90 or sub 100 would be a really bad week. I do think that we're going to go down easily to the 115 to 110 range and bounce around in there again before we even have a big pump though. So
tricky. Rick, T-Wop, what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Rick.
I don't know if Rick can.
T-Wop is like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, T-Wop, get in there.
Come on, man.
No, you're good, man. No, yeah, I agree. I was looking as well. And I go off of imbalances that we create in the market when it comes to, whether we're in an uptrend or we're in a downtrend. And in like the 4 hour on Bitcoin, we tested an area which was around 111, 895 about 2 times. And then we came back and we almost tapped it. We were right around like 112, 112.5. So that was like in essence our next higher low in a sense. And since we tapped that twice and now we're on our way back up, I think we could potentially, if we do break 114, 823, we would fall 100% back down to there. We just don't want to see us falling below, that 111.8. Because if we do that, then we're going to have a complete change of character and then now be in a sense of back in a downtrend within the 4 hour time frame. That's how I look at it when it comes to, like having a change of character and everything like that. But you could definitely see there was pools of liquidity that we grabbed from previous day highs and previous day lows and completely reversed in the other direction. But I do agree.
So 111.8, is that what you said? So
yeah,
as long as that's support, as long as we bounce off of that, you think we're good?
Oh yeah, I could share my screen. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
Here, let me
share yours. I pulled mine up, so okay. I was looking at which I had the 4 hour up. So as soon as you said that, I actually had it.
I like the escalating resistance that we've got going here. But yeah, if we break down below that lower bound right there, it could definitely fall more. I'd be watching for that for sure.
Can you guys see my screen?
And then we'll see that. Yeah, we see some good resistance a little bit further down. It's not too much more of a drop.
No, not at all. So like you can see like all this imbalance we created on our way up. Like we had this massive move up on, we had this massive move up right here, and we created these imbalance candles. These fair value gaps as we call them, and you can tell right here we created this one, but this one's no longer respected anymore because it was respected here. We bounced off, had a support, and then we completely closed below it. And most of the time what happens is if we're having a change of character, we're going to break through it, inverse the fair value gap, come back up, and then retest it, not close above it, and then completely fall to the downside, and then in essence be in a downtrend. But in this instance, we almost had that instance, like this is a lower high, and then this was supposed to be in essence our lower low if we would have came back down to here where this imbalance was previously, and then just kind of make our way back up. But we had such a huge pump right here. I don't know what day this was. I'm trying to see. The
That should have been 2
10th.
days ago.
10th,
Yeah, the 10th. So like we had a massive pump up.
In
So
July.
yeah,
Yes.
so like we have all this support right here for us to in essence chop above. So if we do break below that, that's when I'd be like, okay, then we're gonna see, potentially down to like 10, like Crypto Stoner said, like 108, 1075, so on and so forth. But overall, it's kind of looking sketchy right now because like we're making lower highs and lower lows on the way down. But I'm hoping to see us, break back above this this fair value gap right here at 117.826, and then have that completely inversion and then start taking our next leg up.
So if it doesn't close above that number, then you think we're going down somewhere near 111.8.
Yeah, so if I would say this, if we can't close above 117.826 within I don't know. It just really just depends on the timing. But if we can't close above that, I wouldn't be in essence looking for longs. If we were to go break below, I would probably say first entry would be like 114.854. That's in essence what I would do for a short, because then we completely inverse this imbalance right here on this candle on the 7th. And then I would look for a TP at previous lows and draws of liquidity right here around 111.895 before we completely fall off to the downside.
Got it.
That's just me. That's just.
No, I like it. I love this stuff, man. I love all the TA and all the analysis, technical analysis.
That's why I wanted T-Wab on here.
Yeah.
He's got the charts. Like he, I talk about all this stuff, but I realistically, I don't draw this stuff out. I don't. It's all mental for me, and I don't typically teach people the short term. But so I when I'm looking at something, like when I had, when I have this up over here, thank you. When I have this up over here, I'm looking and my brain's just going, okay, here's one of our bottom tests. Here's our
mentally.
Mentally. I'm just like, okay, I see. So I love when, someone like T-Wop and with his trading class. And for those of you guys that don't know, T-Wop has a trading course so that you can actually learn how to trade and understand the images that he was just showing you. And that stuff's so important. So I love that T-Wop's able. That's why I wanted to have him on the show so that he could show us, the boxes. Because I talk about all of this, but I don't show you guys. And I'm not necessarily the best at drawing it out on these. It's, a lot of it goes into my macro side. And the funny thing is T-Wop and I talk a lot about market stuff, but I talk about it from the media and the macro side. And he talks about it from like the daily side, the intraday. And so when we're talking about these, it's funny because a lot of our stuff and numbers ends up just coming right together, but we're doing separate analytics, separate styles. And so it's a pleasure to have T-Wop here today because I think it's good for everyone to be able to see what these charts do, what you do with these charts to get these answers.
Yeah, T-Wop, that's a good segue. Why don't you give everybody a little bit of background on you and how you got into crypto? And
that was crazy work with your hand, bro. What was that?
That's so like a magic trick.
Yeah, it's a streamer trick from when all the streamers on Twitch. If your camera ever goes out of focus, you just do that real quick, and it focuses your face.
What? Yeah, that's kind of sick. Yeah, I really do appreciate you guys having me on here. I know it's been kind of crazy on my end. But I started futures trading within the stock market about 5 years ago, and then I would say 2021 is when I started looking into like the NFT side of things and stuff like that. And then last year, when the whole meme coin craze like was going crazy, I got into that, and that's when like I opened up my eyes to crypto because I never traded anything with crypto, no leverage trading, nothing like that. It was just strictly futures, stocks, and then I got into meme coins. I was like, dude, I'm tired of getting rinsed. I trade on the 1 second, which is crazy, I know, but that's just like the way to do it, right? You have to like make as much money as quickly as possible within that like 30 seconds, right? In and out. So that's what I was doing for about a year. And then I got into leverage trading, started making really good money with leverage trading. And then I was like, you know what? I want to teach people how to do this. So I started a community in essence for people to come on in and, pay for the service of me teaching them and mentoring them. And then now I'm in both, really. I leverage trade, and then I also trade the stock market. So mainly been focusing on the stock market. I like to grab as much money as possible out of the stock market and then bring it on into long-term investments and swing trade like crypto, like Crypto Stoner does. I just think it's better for me. The I don't know how I would say this, so maybe help me on this, Crypto Stoner, but like the news in essence doesn't really manipulate too much on the stock side of things because of the liquidity. Am I correct? Right? Is that how I would say it?
Yeah.
Because like it's weird. So like the Elon Musk thing, right? Like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they got into an argument. Things tanked, right? Things went crazy. Stock market didn't do a thing. Nothing moved. You know what I mean? So like when you're on stocks, there's so much more money flowing within there, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's just not as heavily manipulated. Don't get me wrong, it is, but it's not as crazy and volatile like crypto.
It's a larger market, right?
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
It's like the difference between like a meme coin market cap and like Ethereum market cap.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go to the stock market, we're talking another scale of numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll get there. We'll get there soon. We're early.
No, yeah, 100%. And that's what I like about it too, is being able to take that money and bring it on over to crypto for those people who want to like swing trade and not fall under, like the PDT rule when it comes to not having enough money for stocks, right? There's so many different ways to go about stocks, and that's what I love teaching people about, is being able to utilize prop firms, right? The company's capital, right? Simulated funds. And once you show them that you're profitable, you are able to be, in essence, funded by them. Mm-hmm. And once you hit their profit targets and everything like that, in essence, it's free range. So then anything you make on top of their that base, I guess you would say, like a 50K account, hitting a $3,000 profit target, you show them that you're profitable, and they're like, all right, here you go. Here's your funded account. Now, anything you make over this $50,000 now, because it resets, you get to take it out. So that's what I do. I get multiple different accounts, and I copy trade them, and I make a certain set amount of money, and then fall within their parameters, and then I take it out, and I'm able to pay myself. So not a lot of people on X, I have found, are very familiar with like the future stock side of things, and that's totally understandable. But that's why me and Crypto Stoner was like, yo, dude, let's partner up, let's talk about it, because we want to educate people on both sides.
They try to keep us out of it, right? You have to be an accredited investor in order to get an IPO, or you have to be over 25 grand if you want to day trade in these accounts. So like,
they just changed that. I don't know if you know that.
Just completely changed it. Yeah. Like when I was coming up, and I started day trading like early, but I started being like professional about it in like 2010.
Okay.
And it's completely night and day. I basically took most of my money out of the stock market and just threw it into crypto in like 2016, and I'm like 95% invested in crypto, and the other part's my house. So, I do not recommend it. Do as I say, not as I do. But hey, my family's not going to be buying crypto bags, or my wife's not into it. Fine, I'll just go have a charter, because we still need to go on vacation.
No, yeah, 100%. And that's what I love about, these prop firms, right? Like they came out with them. Gosh, it's been so long. I started in 2018, dabbling into it all, 2017. And once they came out, it gives so many people more of an opportunity to really make money. I have a student right now who got into it, and they are making around $2,000 to $2,500 a day now. So it's really crazy how much money you can, in essence, extract from that and utilize these prop firms, because these prop firm accounts, once you look into them, and what I teach is, you in essence only need about $100 to really start trading stocks. I know it sounds crazy, but these prop firms, all you do is pay for TradingView, and that's and you pay for the prop firm, which links with a brokerage, which is 100%, like $50-$60, for the account. But you have to show them that you're actually profitable and stay within their parameters. And I'm telling you guys, you can extract so much money out of it. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy.
And it used to be like,
sign me up.
it's a good idea to play with other people's money, right? But if you're that good and that consistent, you should work for yourself.
No, yeah, 100%. And that's a nice thing
But
too.
that's a good way to start out, though. It's a really
Yeah,
great way to start out. Yeah,
no,
and it used to
100%.
be like futures. They were $100,000 contracts. It was not something I was playing with. You know what I mean? Like there was certain leverage bits like you could do like fractionalize of it, but there wasn't really a big thing back then. And now we've got fractionalized stock over here on blockchain and vice versa. So it's really like eliminated a lot of the barriers to entry for the small guy.
Yeah, 100%.
We should do some spaces about how to make this idiot proof.
Yeah,
Because that's what people need. Like I like to look at like the long term, like the news and like the macroeconomics, because that's going to tell you kind of where it's going long term, right? And then you've got the normal daily headlines, which might impact things, you know, for that week. But if you're on a different level when you're trading like second charts, that's the news is irrelevant at that point. You're just hoping human history repeats itself, and it does. It's psychology basically.
Yeah, so like I've moved from like the meme coins. It's all been just like 1 minute to 5 minute charts that I'm trading every day now. Sometimes I'll look for an entry in the 30 seconds, but like it's nothing that crazy anymore. It used to be way worse. I used to be a crackhead when it came to meme coin.
All right, so I want to hear about this 1 second trading because that boggles my mind. So can you maybe share your screen and just show us what a chart might look like and kind of what your process looks like and how you go about trading on a 1 second time frame?
Yeah. Let me set it up. But if anyone wants to talk while I set it up, we can get going.
Yeah, because I mean,
so trading view is what it is.
Yeah, what are the swing, like how much of a difference does a number change within a 1 second time frame? Are we talking, you know, percentage, like a less than 1%, less than 0.1%, more than 1%? Like that's what kind of fascinates me about that is, you know, the time frames, because you mentioned 4 hour earlier talking about Bitcoin, and now we're going all the way from 4 hour. I think crypto was showing a 24 hour at one point. We went from 24 hour to a 4 hour, and now we're going to be on the 1 second time frame. So this is really, really interesting to me, and understanding why you would look at a certain time frame for a particular asset, whether it's crypto, whether it's or Bitcoin, whether it's Tesla, whether it's whatever. Are we talking about like you trading Fortune 500s like Apple and Tesla and those types of stocks on the 1 second, or what kind of stocks do you trade on the 1 second time frame?
Oh no, so I only did 1 second when it comes to meme coins.
That's all. Meme coin. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I was doing 1 seconds on. Like on the stock.
Let's see that, because now I want to see that.
Yeah, that's the only time I was trading like the 1 second stocks. I'm trading the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, and sometimes crude oil and platinum. Those are the main ones that I trade when it comes to the future stock side of things. But yeah, let me pull up. I'll just pull up Axiom. I used to use Axiom all the time. I no longer use this account, but let's just see what I can pull up real fast.
Okay.
Kind of show you guys what I would look for.
Those big dogs are the ones that really move with the news too.
Yeah.
If you want to hack the stock market, all you basically do is there's 3 news outlets that you watch. You read the Wall Street Journal, and you can basically figure out how they're trying to manipulate the market by by 9 a.m.
Yeah. So in essence, this is like the 1 second. So like,
look at that just move.
Like looking for like an entry of like, you really can't do TA on these, right? So like you're in essence buying and hoping, but you go off like round numbers, right? Like 100K, there's always a turnaround point. 110, there's always a turnaround point. Like look at that, we just hit, like 101K, and then we dumped. Now we blew through it. So in essence, my mind would have been like buying down here right around like the 80s, because that's another area. It's like every 10K market cap, there's always like big buys or big sells, and that's in essence how I would literally trade meme coins on a daily. But like,
and so. I mean, this moves really fast, right? So looking at this and just, look at it. What was that? What did it touch down to? What was that number, 90?
Yeah, 90.
So would you have put in a buy at 90?
Yeah, so I would have done like a instant trade. This is what I used to use.
Okay.
So like I would hit like with like a 1 soul entry, like right off anytime I was like really wanting to get into something, I just boom, entry, and then wait for us to make a higher high, or just get out when I'm at a certain percentage. But But like, yeah, like I was saying, like it's crazy. Like it's hitting off these round numbers, you know, every 10K market cap. Like it's coming right back up to 100, 105 now, coming back down. But like when it comes to meme coins, I would be looking at like the in essence the order book, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd have my instant trades, and then I would be going through my settings, making sure like, okay, is it bundled? You know, is the dev in? Whatever it is, tracked wallets, right? Like I have a couple of different tracked wallets that I have. I actually have like hundreds of tracked wallets. Like here, let's see. Actually, I don't even think it's on. Oh yeah, like look at all these people I have right here.
Okay.
So I would watch every single person and get in either right before them or, you know, as soon as they sell, I know the chart's gonna absolutely dump because they're in essence gonna rug it or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd get in and then take that quick like 15, 30% pop and then just get out. But it'd be very quick.
So this is a 1 second chart, obviously. So once you buy in, are you typically out within like 5 to 10 seconds?
100%.
Okay.
There's no stop loss. There, I guess there is kind of a stop loss, but it moves too quick. It moves too quick.
And so then that was going to be my next question. How do you sell? Is it automated? Or are you using a trading bot? Like how?
No, just right here. So this is Axiom. So I would just press like 10%, 25%, 50, or 100% sell instantly. So yeah, these are my, in essence, my entries for like Solana. And then I would just hit like, all right, I'm going to sell 25% of my bag right here. Boom. Or 50%.
That
Typically,
is wild.
You don't pick your exit point and set a limit order.
You can't do stop loss or trailing stop loss or any of that stuff.
Not with meme coins. I would just get in and out, rinse as much money as I possibly could within this.
Right. Well, because if you see it's super volatile, like some of these spikes, like it's really hard to capitalize on that up and down right there, right?
Yeah.
So I would set a buy limit order for this, where this is like a lower spot here, like right where that little spike tailed down. That's probably where I would have ended up picking up some. And with the limit order, you can capitalize on those small little outliers, especially when you're just trading with a little bit of money, right?
Oh, 100%.
And then, so it's going to hit this resistance here, is going to break through and fall. It looks like it broke through, so it's going to kind of go up and then fall. But see, I would have gotten in and then set a limit. So if it did spike up to get 20%, I execute and get the hell out.
Yeah, exactly.
It moves so fast. I mean,
and now you can tell, right? So this is another thing I'd look for is like they just paid for Dex, right? So now they have a banner. I'm pretty sure that this just popped up. I don't know.
With the meme coins in general, and this like close section of a view is a whale comes in and you can't see it coming. So that's why it's like I don't recommend day trading on like meme coins unless you have inside information.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Don't do it.
All right, so this is Chill Troll 120K. Is that 120K market cap? 120 something?
Yeah.
So are you typically trading on these smaller meme coins, or are you trading on the larger ones like the bonks of the world? And
so you want to know what I actually did? It's kind of crazy. So so I would have, in essence, on this side of my screen, on my left side of my screen, I would have my Watch Your Guru. A Twitter tracker, right? So I paid monthly for this Twitter tracker. It would come out with stuff like instantly. So what I would do is, let's just say Donald Trump said cat topply, right? I would have this button right here. It's like an instant buy of about 5 SOL. So what I would do is, as soon as a tweet comes out, I want to be the first one in. So I would go boom, click on it, then enter in, and then I would sell instantly as soon as I get onto this chart and make like 2 SOL over and over and over again. That's literally what I would do every single day. Or like Cynic, anything sub like 6K market cap, you're making absurd amount of money. You know what I mean? Like absurd amount of money. And this was back when, the tweeting was crazy, especially with like influencers. Like anytime you would tweet, you would just lightning fast get in with a certain amount of SOL that you want, and then just don't even look at the chart, just sell instantly.
Yeah.
How do you pick your target ones to use? Did it just rug entirely, that last one?
Yeah. So like these
6K market cap, like you can't, you don't, one whale or one bad dev and you can't see anything coming. Look, everyone just lost their whole bag on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So like the dev just bought, like dev sold right there, boom. So like in essence, I would buy right here, and then I would try to at least, so like let's just say I buy right here, I'd want to go for, at least like 10K market cap or something, and then just get out, because at a 10K market cap, you're making, gosh, what is this? Let me go to 10K right here. You're making 100% pretty much.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get to 10K market cap. Like that's how crazy it is. 96%.
So it's like, is it like moon or dust for you? Is that your strategy, moon or dust?
That's literally how it was back then. That's literally how it was back then. This is why I completely stepped away from it, because I got into the Melania coin when it first came out. I saw the tweet and I instant bought. I was up $147,000. And what really did it for me was the fact that I could not get out. And that's what comes into play with this is when you're on these platforms, Bolex, Axiom, Photon, whatever it is, right? You have to have a lot of capital within your account for slippage and a bribe fee. So I was up, 147 whatever $1,000, and I was calling my mom. I was like, "Yo, send me more Sol.
Yeah.
Send me more Sol so I can get the fuck out."
Yeah.
Like it was that crazy because people were spending $20,000 to get out of there,
to sell their
to get
position.
out. I saw it go from, $147,000 to 110, and then back to 80, and then I was up 14,000. I was like, I don't even care if I take 14 Gs. I put one Sol in it, right? So I'm just like trying to get out, but it's just not possible. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a lot of money when it comes to these super volatile and these whale coins. You know what I mean? Like it's just insane. But I no longer do this anymore, by the way. Like I don't do
I was gonna say, are you doing this still?
No, I told myself and made myself know, like I will not trade meme coins again until Sol's above $300. That's the only time I'll start trading it again. Because then everyone's like, oh, we're all so back. Things will last a little bit longer in a way. But anything, man, it lasted me about six months, and then I was just done. I was like, no, Melania did it for me. Trump, I made really good money on, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. There's just farming. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
So how long would you sit at a computer trading those on a 1 second?
8 a.m. until about 1 a.m. 8 a.m. till 1 a.m.
So
all day,
grinding for like 17 hours a day.
Great. I would get up, do lunch, and then instantly just hop on. I didn't care what time it was. I was on every single day. Damn. I quit my $100,000 a year job for it.
Did you really? Good for you, man. Good for you.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Shit went down.
Well, I mean, good enough to quit, I guess. And now you figured out how to be profitable, but and
stable.
Like stocks is like my game, man. Like, I'm good on stocks. This is how I make a living, and I'm chilling.
Yeah.
But dude, I was like, I'm gonna be a meme coin millionaire. No, don't do it.
1% of your bag should be in a bet like a meme coin, unless it's like wheat, where they got a nice big community, they're trying to look for collaborations, they're growing, they're actually doing something, then it's a little different. But man, I'm all about that conviction plays right now.
Yeah.
Somebody say meme coins.
There you go. It's bongo clock.
Bong 30. No, yeah, and just so you guys also know, with everything else that why is my computer tripping? Sorry, my screen got all flickery. I thought I was about to crash. We're putting this environment together with TWAP and everything we're building, and TWAP's building these classes so that we can teach people to how to not get stuck in that realm of the gambling realm, because it really did become the casino. Everyone calls it the casino. And so, with that's why TWAP created the Traders Collective, so that we could have a collective, a community that's not just an alpha call group. And, something else fun about that, fun fact for anyone that may not have known, but Solana Deads are partnering as well with TWAP and myself, so that we can kind of, just bring these little analytics or, weekly updates of things that are happening in the markets. Because it's not about making an alpha call anymore. We have to change that meta now. And what that means is in these communities and discords and telegrams, we need to start teaching people how to extract fiat from the IRL world and then bring that into that crypto world, and then put those bags into long-term or swing trading style accounts for crypto because it's so volatile and early. And then, stack that money higher. You take your swings slowly in and out, only on big drops and only on big ups. And then you take that profit, you move that into your long-term bags. And that starts on TradFi though, because we have to continually bring more fiat into the market. The more fiat we bring in from winning on the stock side means the more money that we're actually taking out of circulation and putting it into our crypto, especially if we're not selling for, we're holding for the long-term accumulations. And then that gives you way more buying power, way more, and it might take you a year or two as you really build it that way. Unless you have good starting money, of course. But, if you're just starting small, it might take a year or two, but you were off to the races after that. You have a system, especially if you want to be a trader. This is for people that want to invest daily. A lot of people don't want to do that. So dollar cost average until you're free, that's what I say. But, with the people that want to make a living trading, this is how I think that we can do it properly. We bring that money from the fiat world into the crypto world, and then we invest the crypto money into our our Bitcoin, our stable coins, into our and you go back and forth from stable coins because you do have a stable non-fiat vehicle to move your money. And that's the point of taking the fiat out of circulation. And then as people take Bitcoin and take crypto, and you can use your Coinbase card or whatever, all these things, you really don't ever have to work with fiat again. So, a lot of this from the investor side that believe in Web3, I think it's almost like a duty for us to get as much fiat off of these TradFi institutions and then move it into our Web3 world. Yep. So it's going to be a fun journey. And I'm, again, TWAP, thanks for taking the time to be here and to teach people how to trade. And, you have a gift for it. You started young, you understand a lot of technicals, and it's just so important, in that. But it was amazing when you and I were able to come together too, because our minds think in such different kind of terms, but in the same light. And it led us to that, oh man, we can go short term to long term. Like, wait a second, there's a stepstone to this. It's short, mid, long, and then we have like tons of different ways to earn. And so it's just really cool to see the trading side kind of changing. The plan, it's different because it's TradFi to Web3 now. It's different than before. You're always going TradFi to TradFi, or you go business to business. Now we're learning how to take TradFi world and then onboard or integrate that into our investments in Web3. So it's awesome.
We might need to all start doing a live together where we live trade. And
let's do it.
Take 10% of the profits and just buy the weed chart every time.
There you go. I love it.
We take the money from the other places and just move it into our ecosystem.
I'm down to next Friday. Let's all just throw in $100, like something small, and just have fun with it on the 1 second chart. Let's see if we can make any money next Friday.
How much is TradingView right now for the version you're using? Are you using the free version, or are you that's paid pro?
No, so I'm paying $47 a month for the TradingView.
Okay.
Yeah, 47.
Are you allowed multiple logins or different accounts or sub logins or anything?
I have 2 different accounts. Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking because that would be good to all use one referral code too, and link everybody together. Be kind of cool.
That'd be sick. Yeah, if you guys want to run meme coins. Yeah, I'm itching, but if
let's do it next Friday, just for like 10 minutes.
All right, bet. I'll try to. I can try to run up like $100 to $1,000 live. That'd be.
Let's
sick.
do it,
oh, dude. I'd be down.
Dude, that would attract so many people. That would be awesome.
That'd be so sick. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe
I'll give you $100. I'll give you $100. Make as much money as you can.
I have
keep half of it. Keep half of it, and then the next week we'll take whatever that.
Ooh, I like that.
That'd be sick.
It could be a segment.
Yeah, no, it'll be like to be continued. So you make 1,000, you take 500, and then we take that 500 next week, and we say, all right, can we get it to 2,000 or 5,000? And then we'll just keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. And then at the end of the year, we'll do, I don't know, we'll throw a party and buy buy the wheat chart, and then I don't know, we'll do something fun. We'll fly out to Vegas for MJ BizCon.
Shout out to Mama Bear in the comments. We got Franco. I see Joe Mama. I see. We got a couple of friends in the comments.
Yeah, to check
be careful with those bots, right? Bots can be helpful, but they can be a waste of money. And I don't know. I like to be hands-on when I'm trading, or I set limit orders and walk away. I go, this is a long-term. I'm bullish, so I buy it, and then I'll be like, well, if I make a good percentage, what would that be? Like it has to be a timeline for like maybe 3 or 4 months, and then sometimes you come back in a week and it's already executed, and you're just sitting there with money on the table and you get to do it all over again.
So could you trade the 1 second on something like Bitcoin, or is it not volatile enough?
So for Bitcoin, I think the lowest I'll go is like a minute, because it gets weird at that point, because like the candles are like, I don't know how to explain this, but there's like no wicks. It's like, it's weird. They just print. They're like footprints almost.
So there's too many transactions at once, and so all of those millions of transactions are making on the second side very minor, and so with that, the more liquidity or more total market cap that's in fiat, the harder it is on those shorter terms, because of how many millions, hundreds of millions of transactions end up going through.
All right, T-Wop, I'm signing up for your class, man. How do people find your class or whatever you're doing? Tell people about that.
Yeah, for sure. So if anyone does want to learn how to trade, understand risk management and, start extracting money from the stocks and then bring it on into crypto, definitely check out the link in my bio. It's a free Discord. Hop in there. Check it out.
What's your ad on Twitter?
Oh yeah, it's TWAP Trades.
Let me find it.
Let me double check. I just changed it, so I got to make sure.
TWAP.
Yeah.
TWAP Trades.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, at TWAP Trades.
Yeah, and then just join the free Discord, and then if you guys want access to the course and one-on-one mentorship, there's a link in there, and then also consulting as well with Crypto Stoner. He's able to help these people. Once they make a certain amount of money, they can start reinvesting long term and start having some sort of passive income.
We have a lot of very similar but different areas of stuff that we do. Like it's interesting. I think we got to talk about some things behind the scenes here a little bit. That's awesome. So the Discord is free, and how often do you do these classes? Is it kind of just like walk yourself through it?
No, so there's a free version and there's the paid version. So in the free version, I'm gonna be starting to do live trading sessions probably every Friday, and then when it like morning session and then power hour, and then that's what we call it, the last hour of the day. I'm sure you guys know power hour for stocks, and then gonna have the actual one-on-one mentorship is once you sign up for the course and the class. It's literally hands-on until you pretty much get it. Everyday live trading. Live trading. Any questions that you guys might have, I'm there. And then it rolls on over to, once you're making about $5,000 to $10,000 a month, that's when I'm like, all right, you guys, let's start thinking long-term, right? Let's start moving money over. Let's get Crypto Stoner on board, and then have them start, helping you guys stack long-term bags when it comes to crypto. And then we have, different dividend stocks that I'm invested in, and, ways to make more money on the side.
Cool.
I love it, man.
Check that out.
Fascinating. I want to do a 1 second trade next week. So if you're available, come back. I think we should do like, just for giggles, like a different meeting, a different live or something during the week.
Yeah.
Just for shits and grins, man. Just to see, see what we can do. I think that'll be fun.
I'm down, dude. Let's do it.
Just like a 10-minute segment. Like, how much money can we make in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And,
right.
That'd be fun. Damn. All right, cool. I'm truly fascinated by this now. I was looking at the Bitcoin 1 minute chart, and now you have my mind spinning, looking at all these candles and all these wicks, and you start to see these patterns start to emerge as far as resistance and support. And I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing like it's the matrix, right? Now you're seeing the patterns in the matrix. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. All right, guys. So check out TWAP's Twitter, and I just lost it. At TWAP Trades, TWAP, TWAP Trades. And then there's a link to his Discord in his bio. And like I said, there's a free version and a paid version for not consulting. What did you call it? Coaching?
Yeah. So there's that
Mentorship?
free version, and then the paid version is, in essence, it's not monthly or anything like that. No subscription. It's just one time. You pay for the one-on-one mentorship if you're really serious about becoming a full-time day trader, in essence. And then I guide you and walk you through the entire process. And then there's so many avenues when it comes to consulting and building long-term wealth.
Yeah.
Uh,
How long would you say you've been day trading? Even because you're doing it for a while before you did it full time.
Yeah. So I didn't. How would I say this? I was in high school. And then I was also, had kiddos young. I've been trading for about 6 years now, and went full time 2 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you quit your day job, and now you've been full-time day trading, supporting yourself for the last 2 years with a family. Fuck yeah. Good for
What was
you.
the day job? What was the day job, if you don't mind me asking?
So I owned a business in Washington State, where I'm at now, with my family. I'm visiting right now. I owned a business for about 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, and then I did vinyl wrapping. I did like customization of cars, wraps, window tint, PPF, and then that was it. And then I just kind of moved on and started trading full time. I was like, there's more freedom with this, in my opinion. I'm able to spend more time with my kids, and that's all I cared about.
Unless you're doing 1 second trades, then you're online for 17 hours a day.
Yep, 100%. You're screwed at that point.
Yeah. But we'll do it for fun, just for giggles. A couple, every 10 minutes or 30 minutes or something. You're more than welcome to stay on and chime in on the news and current events. But yeah, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on kind of in the big picture.
Can I just ask one last question real quick?
Yeah.
What was your education? Where did you go after high school?
I did nothing.
So you're autodidact, like you just learned, you got into it and you learned it all yourself. That's cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's impressive.
That's what you got to do sometimes. And when it's something that you are passionate about, it makes it easier to learn, I think, right?
100%.
We're definitely going to talk more about this. All right, man, back to you, Nick.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's all right. So for example, when we see something in the news, and I gotta find it now. I got way too many tabs open. When we see something in the news like Trump's 401k crypto order, are you immediately running to the computer, TWAP, and like grabbing some sort of coin, or are you kind of just settling in and looking at charts and seeing what happens? Like, what's your thought process when you see a headline like that?
So I used to instantly, I had my phone on, and then my laptop next to me, no matter what.
Yeah.
And that was anytime there was a tweet. Watcher Guru is great on Telegram. Instantly just comes up.
Yeah.
I instantly just try to find a coin instantly and get into that. Used to do that. That's why I'm like happy like I don't do meme coins anymore, because dude, it took up so much of my time.
Yeah.
It really did. It did. And wasn't making nearly as much as I am now when it comes to meme coins. Because, I would say you win 50%. It's 50-50 when it comes to meme coins.
Yeah. Yeah, you're lucky if you're closing 51% and, like basically Vegas, like the house, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now your strategy is to extract fiat out of the traditional stock market, if you will, and then invest that money, DCA, whatever, into crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, as kind of a long-term hedge against the debasement of fiat. Is that roughly kind of
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, dude. And you're so young. That's amazing. That's really cool. It's interesting. So, are your friends? Are your high school friends and the people that your age now, are they seeing this as an opportunity as well, looking at Bitcoin, looking at crypto, or are they still doing what college age kids do and kind of oblivious to it all, or is there kind of a gamut, if you will, or a spectrum?
Yeah, it's hard, man. I still think a lot of people think making money online is still stupid in a way.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but like you almost have to turn on your day ones to see if they're actually going to do anything about it and like actually like want to do something better for themselves. But they just don't care, man. It's hard. It's really hard. Like, you walk by anyone and you talk to them, or I've even talked to friends about like crypto. They're like, "Oh, that's a scam." I'm like,
Yeah.
even though there's proof, right? Like I'm giving them proof. I've offered this course to like really close friends for free, and it's
Yeah.
it's worth a lot of money in essence for them to turn down, and
Right.
they just like, nah, it's a scam. I'm not doing that. I'm like, damn, like what else?
Even though they've seen your success.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean,
They've
but,
seen the
like,
money I'm
am I
making.
a scam? What the hell? Yeah,
No,
I
exactly.
feel you. I'm in your exact same boat, man.
I think it's because people are just so close-minded, right? They don't have, I don't know.
Scared to
I'm
change.
I'm very different. I think we all are different. I have the vision of millions of dollars. I have the
Right.
vision of a 20,000 square foot house and a Bugatti. Like that stuff. People are like, oh no,
Right.
that's never possible. You know what I mean? It's just all about the mindset, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right because it sounds like in high school you started your own business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or very,
As
very
soon as I
soon
graduated
after.
high school, I did. Yeah.
Right. Not a lot of kids would do that, and anybody less younger than me as a kid, but
No,
not a lot of kids would do that, but also not a lot of people in general would do that. I don't know if this would actually kind of be an interesting psychological study almost is are there more entrepreneurial mindsets in crypto than not, right? Um, than people who invest in the stock market or just people in general, because it seems like you have to, well, you definitely have to be a risk taker. You have to be somewhat entrepreneurial in order to invest in an unknown asset that up until 3 years ago, my financial advisor back in at the end of 2019 told me crypto was a scam. And now we're in the BlackRock ETF. So within 5 years, 5.5 years that happened. So and I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur or a sales and marketing guy my whole life. So I think you have to have kind of that risk mindset or that entrepreneurial mindset in order to be in crypto. I don't know. What do you guys think? You're all kind of entrepreneurial.
I think 100%, bro. It's just like the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
When the World Wide Web was first, in its infancy, people that were buying .coms or investing in .coms were being told that they were idiots and that they were wasting money and that nothing was ever going to come of this internet. Bill Gates was getting laughed off stages on interviews about, the internet. Geez, no one needs this, and then now look, it's $1 trillion industry. So,
Amazon selling books online or like GoDaddy. You guys remember the first GoDaddy Super Bowl commercial with Danica Patrick way back fucking 15, 20 years ago, whatever that was? Yeah.
But the thing is with that, who was investing in .coms? Who was buying gold when gold first was being mined and found? It was always the entrepreneurs.
Right.
That's why there's only a few percent of the world that's, because we know that out of that 7%, a lot of it is hedge funds, countries, and institutions.
That's in crypto.
That's in crypto right now. And that's why it's so volatile and moves so free, like so fast, and those things. But, it's there's only a few percent of the world of people that are really invested in this, of individuals, and those individuals are us. And, like you said, I think that if you look back at the World Wide Web, at the .com bubbles and all of that, it was all entrepreneurs or financial risk takers, people that are willing to look for the next thing, because there's always a next thing, and we're always kind of finding it. Go ahead, T-Wop.
No. I was just saying, like you're right, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. At the end of the day, trading is you versus you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're only gonna make money depending on how hard you work and how much time you put into it, right? It goes with everything, perfecting anything, right? When it comes to working as a whole, but you're banking on pretty much how much work you're putting in. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing stable about it. So I think you have to have that entrepreneurial mindset to be able to be like, I'm taking this risk and I'm going to stay disciplined. And trading is 90% psychology at the end of the day. Like it really is. 10% is literally the charts. Yeah. And I think we can all agree on that, right? And that's just how it is. You have to be able to completely step outside of your comfort zone and be like, you know what? I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to put all my time and effort into it, and I'm going to come out on top. Not a lot of people are okay with being uncomfortable. And I think that's why all of us can be like, yeah, we've owned businesses. We do own a business. And, that's why we're able to look past, what everyone else has in sight, right? They just want that stable income, and that's no problem. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of people out there who make, 200, 500, whatever it is, 500K a year, with their job, their 9 to 5. But I was like, you know what? As long as I'm really happy at doing what I'm doing and able to be able to scale as much as I can in life with doing what I chose to do, I'm happy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
I think it's more, not as is it more fun, but like it's more stable. You're like, if you're not going to be able to have work soon, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Versus
yeah.
working for a company that, you shut up, here's the money, go work. And then one day it's just like, we don't need you.
Exactly. And
Not
it's
renewing your contract.
exactly. And the thing too, like with trading, is people have to understand. Sorry, go for it. I apologize.
Over 28%, like more people in crypto are like entrepreneurs. Everyone in crypto seems like they're an entrepreneur.
That's crazy.
But let's see, it's really interesting. The failure rate is like way higher, like 90 to 95%. It's a high risk, but high reward business, Of course, it's going to be entrepreneurs that are going to be the ones paving the path, be the early adopters. You know what I mean? Everyone else, they want comfort, they want stability. That's why the 9 to 5 job, mentality has lasted so long. And now you can't survive off of, family off of one paycheck. So, things are kind of changing, and the average millionaire's got like 12 to 15, revenue streams.
Yeah, it's true. So. It's true. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's just you versus you when it comes to the charts and when it comes to owning a business, right? And sometimes, it sucks. Like, people don't understand. Like, you can't just get rich overnight from this stuff. You gotta put in time and effort. Don't get me wrong. I know plenty of guys who, started out in 2 months already making crazy money, right? It just depends on how much work you put in and your psychology. Like, I lost, what was it, like $1,400 Wednesday, and I was like, damn. But I was like, all right, cool, let's move on. And I made $1,800 today. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just part of the game. It's really just part of it. And you just have to stay disciplined.
Yeah. There was this one time I was holding the coin for a buddy. And most of the coins I'm holding at this point are conviction plays. I want to support that community, or straight up the big dogs, a little diversified, right? But I now have oh shoot, sorry. I have to take this real quick. But yeah,
all good.
I love this. I love the way that things are going, and we're having so much more freedom to have like our control over our own finances and over our own like going forward. But I don't think anyone offers a pension anymore, right? There's like it's like fire at will in Florida and a lot of other places. Like, we need to be able to create our own businesses, and we need to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, we are up against the hour. TWAP, please come back next week so we can do some 1 second trading. I think that's going to be the highlight of the show for the entire season. 1 second trades. That should be like a segment. We do like a 5-minute segment every week of 1 second trades and see how much we can run it up in 5 minutes. I think that'd be hilarious. That's it for me, guys. This has been a lot of fun. I love learning from smart people that are doing interesting things. So really appreciate you coming on, TWAP. Again, go to his Twitter, and I keep losing it, at TWAP Trades, TWAP. Why is it raining? Rick, why is it raining?
Rick, you're getting all wet, bro. What happened? Did you make a sad face?
That was weird. What happened? Go to at TWAP Trades, TWAP Trades, at TWAP Trades. Join his free Discord and get in there and learn how to trade, because this has been awesome. That's it for me. Let's go around the room. We'll go counterclockwise, Tricky, and then Crypto Rick, and then end with TWAP.
Well, stay positive. Catch us on X. I'll launch a space and we can hang out for our Friday celebration as usual. Man, I got a birthday mega space coming up. The Green Pill Collective.
Oh yeah, when is that? Is that next week or 2 weeks?
August 16th is my fourth annual
16th.
DeFi Space Donkeys.
That's right.
Event. So
cool.
Bring a giveaway and you can talk about your project on stage. We'll play a song. Either you can pick one or I'll pick one, and then we'll get to the next speaker. Probably be an all-day party. Should be fun.
Crypto Stoner.
Oh yeah, I was after that. No, I didn't smoke enough weed during the thank you guys, everyone that's always showing support and love for us each week on these lives. We wouldn't be doing it without you guys. Make sure you guys let us know if you have any guests, projects, or companies that you'd like to be on as a guest also. As always, T-Wop, thanks for taking the time to be here. It's been for me a long-waited excitement because I'm like, oh, I know I want him on this. So it was good to have you on here. I think we'll see you more often on here as well. Make sure you guys keep your stop losses tight on any kind of short and long-term trading over the volatility of the month here. And know that we are due realistically for some consolidation. So keep your trades smart, and we'll see you guys next Friday for another live. Can't wait.
Nick, I think you're on.
Yeah. Is it loud?
What? What happened there?
How'd you make it rain, dude?
Bro, I honestly don't even know. Just like I was looking at the camera.
Does the heart thing still work?
That happens to me. I go outside and get hit by lightning.
Dang it. All right. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Why can't we do it?
Because we're Windows scrubs. That's why you have to be on a Mac.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Maybe after this bull run, I'll be able to.
Oh, wow.
Damn, Rick, get a rave. He's at EDC.
Yeah. All right. Rick, Shiva Saturdays tomorrow, right?
Yep. Shiva Saturday tomorrow, 4:20 p.m. EST. We're teaming up with Clutch Markets again. And we're giving away 200 APE in parlays. We did it last week, and a lot of the people that we gave away to are currently in the line to win. I think it's like 300 or 400 that we've won off the 200, and that just goes straight back to the community. But the way that it works is we'll just ask the community, oh, do you think Bitcoin will be above this price next Friday? And everyone will either thumbs up or thumbs down. And but people love it. It's been like, we call it the power of the crowd, with so many people voting, somehow they get it right. I don't know how it works. Sometimes I even in my head, I'm like, that's stupid. That's not going to happen. And then it actually does happen because the crowd somehow, whatever the majority says, is usually right.
There's been a psychological study about that. If you get enough people, let's say 100 people, I don't know what the number is, but if you get enough people, the majority, and there's a simple majority, that simple majority will often be right. It's an
crazy,
interesting psychological study. I'll have to Google it and I'll send it to you.
Right. The other day, there was an underdog fighting in UFC, and I thought, bro, there's no way this guy's winning. And they all thumbs him up. They didn't know anything about the fighter, but they all thumbs him up. I put him in, and the guy won. I was like, what? No way. Like, that is wild. Like, I would never, ever, ever say that guy was going to win. But somehow the crowd, and it was people like ladies and stuff, so they don't know about UFC. But it just shows that when there's a general consensus, somehow we run it back again. Oh, also check out GPT-5, guys. Check if you haven't yet. Check it out. It's not that much better, but it is definitely better than GPT-4. I'm still kind of like finding my way around it and stuff, but cool to see an upgrade anyway in on OpenAI. And then also, just last thing I wanted to say before we close off, I know I'm pushing it a little bit here. NFT volume, the last 24 hours is up 132% on Ethereum. CryptoPunk sales is up 1,600% on the 24 hours in volume. So that's 3.7 million in CryptoPunks in the last 24 hours. Pudgy Penguins up 100% in volume, and Moonbird's up 270%. Bored Ape up 100%.
Is that everyone just taking profits though? Because ETH is mooning right now?
Well, it's volume, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean the floor is going up or down. It just means there's more volume. So, which I guess is a good thing either way. I mean, over 24 hours for Ethereum to do 14.5 million is quite a lot. And then on the 30-day, because you get a much better picture, CryptoPunks volume 70 million, up 650% from the month before. Pudgy's up 460% from the month before. Bored Ape 280% from the month before. Moonbird's up 1,000% from the month before. And Ethereum as a whole up 86% total volume over the last month, and Bitcoin up 77%. Solana up 12%. So overall, we even saw CryptoPunk sell for 2.5 million 3 days ago. I don't know if you guys saw that, the one at the eye patch. We've seen some crazy shit happening with NFTs, and I think that, especially with Ethereum running like it is right now, I can see another NFT run coming, because Ethereum is going to be so highly priced that even like a 0.01 is like $40. Do you know what I mean? So you could see a lot of people probably launching on ETH to try and catch these wins. And I can see another NFT run coming very soon, not just on ETH, I think on all chains. That liquidity, people are going to want to rotate, take profits and put it somewhere else. And you look at, like I've said to you before, the Pokemon side of things at the moment. Collectibles market right now is hot, hot, hot. And NFTs are part of the collectibles market. Like, that is a big part of it. So that's all I have to say, guys. Just keep an eye on NFTs, keep an eye on what's going on there, because I have a feeling that we're going to see a proper NFT bull run again. Other side as well. The other side, go and have a look at the price action. Last week we spoke about the other side. They were at 0.13. They're sitting at 0.18 now.
That's like a 50% increase.
Yep, in 1 week. And it's going to keep going. So because that metaverse is really dope. I'm looking at definitely being in there and being able to put the Shibas in there to be able to run around, because I think that's such a sick utility. I've actually experienced it already. So
I'm reading Ready Player One right now, and it just like,
it's coming. It's coming. Has anyone here got a one of those sets? Does anyone here have?
Yeah, we have a couple Quest 2s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Crazy, bro! What's it like? I've never.
The Quest 2 is pretty cool. I linked it with my Steam so I could play like Half-Life and stuff, and there's certain things that are great, but there's so many things that still break that immersion of VR. So I think once we do now, there's people that have like we've actually seen places where they have the omnidirectional treadmill suits with haptic feedback on them, gloves, and all this stuff. And guns.
That's wild.
They're actually like running and gunning and stuff like that. So there's a lot that's fun. Me and my brother play this. We play it together. He's not a big gamer, but he likes VR. And we play mini golf and table tennis and stuff like that. And it's crazy because, like, bro, we're just in this room. I'm in this room and he's in his room at his house. But like, they have hidden golf balls and shit in this mini putt game. So you'll literally be crawling on the floor in your office to see it underneath something. And then you see both avatars crawling at each other. And it's just me and my brother like bumping into each other.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
So, VR can be a lot of fun. I think with the Quest 3, I think with Apple and these smaller, we need something that is much lighter, much smaller, long battery life for it to really take full, fledged movement there. But there we go, adoption. But I also think it's going to lean heavier into AR. I think augmented reality is going to be a bigger part of VR than we thought. And I think it's going to be something, I've seen some technologies on it, but where like you can go in and out of VR in a glasses system because it's a screen, but then it's glass and you can like see through it clearly. You have AR, or you can go full VR and it'll black out your screen for you. And you no longer get any kind of light pollution. So once we get to that, I think that ready, and I'm reading Ready Player 2. So
are you? Okay.
Yeah, I love both books, and I really see a lot of kind of that world being something of the future, especially with crypto and Web3.
All right, real quick, we'll let T-Wop wrap it up, but real quick, Rick, show everybody your hat real quick.
Yeah, show us that Mutant Shiba Club hat.
That's sick, dude.
Jeez.
That is sick. All right, T-Wop, a few party words, and then we'll let everybody go.
I don't have much to say other than thank you guys for having me on, and I will see you guys next week for that 1 second trade.
Yes. All right. Have a great week.